You know, right after I got out of tech, I didn't go straight to Austin. I moved to Waco first. I worked at a restaurant. I met the guys, Greg Henry and Jeff Griffin and a few other folks that ended up kind of changing my life and making me get serious about music. And then right about that time, my girlfriend, Corey, decided to go to UT Law School. And I followed her like any good boy would do down to Austin. And you know, that is where life went from pretty, you know, I know what I'm gonna do to this is it. The lights were already on, but then all the lights turned on, and all that energy and emotion and all the songs just started pouring out all the time writing. Every day, all day, writing songs, notepad by the bed. You know, it just seemed like that those 10 years when I was in Austin, that's when the lid just came off, and we, you know, got a big record deal and started traveling all over the world. We got married in Luckenbach in 2000, and you know, we had babies starting in 2003. Our first kid, you know, Kellis came along when we were down in Austin. So yeah, the roots of the musical tree in our lives started right there. When life started to change was when, you know, we started getting a few gigs around town, Stubbs Barbecue, there's a great music venue. We started, you know, selling more CDs, selling out bigger and bigger places. And Pootie Locke, who was, you know, a friend just because I'd opened a few shows for Willie, he was out at one show, and I said, look, you know, I'll do 2 free shows at your bar, which is called the Pootie's Hilltop Bar, if you'll get me on Willie's 4th of July picnic. And so kind of a bribe that worked out pretty well for me. But anyway, so did those shows and got on the picnic, and then Willie started using me more and more to be an opening act for him. And I just recall that, you know, with his stamp of approval, yeah, you know, I got more street cred. And then Jerry Jeff Walker lived, you know, only a few blocks away. And then, you know, after that picnic, I got to play on his Labor Day show. And then I started, you know, becoming friends with Jerry Jeff, and we got to be pretty tight, like buddies. And I'd go to dinner at his house, and he and Susan, me and Corey, you know, would listen to music. And Jerry Jeff always had a guitar in his hands, and he, that was, you know, he played me one of his songs, Django Walker's songs, called Texas on My Mind. At the end of the day, that became a really big hit for us. While we were living in Austin, our band got really big you know, within like Texas and in the region around Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana. We were, you know, getting 10, 15,000 people out without even thinking about it. And you know, so we were starting to make waves regionally, and that's kind of when the Universal Records guys, Monty and Avery Lippman, they came down from New York to see me play. And you know, I had a tour bus that I'd rented for the week. I certainly didn't have one all the time, but I think we were playing there, and you know, a couple of bars in North Carolina, whatnot. But they came out and they got on the bus and, you know, gave me the whole "we'll make you a rock star" speech, and you know, we'll make you rich and famous. And I was like, guys, you don't have to worry about that. We're doing pretty well down in Texas. You know, we're gonna make it. Just promote my stuff. And so, you know, it wasn't too long. We signed with them a few weeks later. They got me a publishing deal. They joined up with Universal South, which was their Nashville branch, and put out 3 Days, which got nominated for a couple of Grammys. And then our next record was Wave on Wave. When they put the full weight of Universal Records behind Wave on Wave, it was game over, man. We didn't know what to do with all of it. There was just so much opportunity out there for us to play, and we were having, you know, enormous shows, really far away places in Seattle and LA and Vegas and Chicago, et cetera, et cetera. Man, those were wonderful days. And then we got to be on the big tours with Kenny and Keith Urban and Dave Matthews and other, you know, just, yeah.
Yeah.
those were all Austin years that were a blast.